Now, let's move on to the next movie on our list that definitely exceeded everybody's expectations. Captain America: Brave New World.
Oh, yeah.
Abby has written in writing off camera. She said that this is her favorite movie of the last 20 years.
I can corroborate. I'm here. I'm corroborating right now.
Well, this movie makes me very mad.
That's a funny.
I think
it's a great review. Welcome back to the Break Room, everybody. As the year comes to an end, we want to take a look back at all the films that came out and see if they matched our expectations from the beginning of the year. And what better panel to do this than with exactly 0 of the people that were involved in making the first list at the beginning of 2025.
We have opinions too.
Yes, everyone is very busy, so you get the 3 of us. Congratulations, yes. We are the best. Joining me on the panel today, he's always looking back because he doesn't want to be forward. It's Brian Kim.
What does that mean?
Beautiful.
I hate the future. I'm scared. I'm always so scared.
Perfect. And she never felt more alive than in 2025. It's Abby Freel.
Hello. I'm excited to be here and talk about 2025 movies.
Hell yeah.
Because I've seen some of them.
That's right.
Yeah. I've seen a couple.
We work here.
Yeah.
We've seen some of them. We've seen some of them.
And I'm Berg. I don't get a first name. Just Berg. So what the 3 of us are going to do is we're going to go over all the films that we went over this year on the channel, and we're going to rank them on a tier list on how we felt about it. From exceeded expectations, pretty good, all right, and then did not get into it. And then we'll compare them to sort of how we did last year. First up, we want to give a quick plug to nerdriot.shop. Abby, do you have Nerd Riot merch on right now?
I do.
Wow.
You can't really see it, but I have
we got our Superman tee.
I forget what it's called, but
I forget too, but yeah.
This was supposed to be my Supergirl manifestation.
Right, to make it happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you guys want to support the channel and get some sick merch, go to nerdriot.shop. It's the best way to support us. If you're wearing a shirt right now, that makes you a superhero. Congratulations. Your superpower is supporting our channel. We thank you for your support. Okay, so now let's get into the movies we went over in 2025. This is where the script starts falling apart. Let's start with Superman, because that came out in 2025 and Abby's manifested it into being first place.
That's true.
So what were our expectations for Superman, and then how did we each feel about Superman? Abby, let's start with you.
Well, I was very excited for Superman. I love Superman. I do love Man of Steel, and I was a Snyderverse kind of person.
You're a Snyder bro?
I'm a Snyder bro. I'm a Snyder bro. But I was also more specifically very excited for James Gunn's world, the live action launch of the DCU.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to wear the shirt and then also sing its praises, but it was kind of perfect for me. I might have been my favorite movie of the year.
That's
honestly.
fair. That's
so I loved it so much.
Yeah, and Brian, how did you feel about Superman?
Yeah, I think coming in from last year, I thought there's a lot of expectations put on it, right? Because it's DCU's first big movie, and I had a lot of high hopes for it because I did like a lot of James Gunn's takes on Marvel movies. I thought he was going to do a really fun job. At the very least, I think it would be a lot of fun for Superman. Because unlike the past DC has always been the gritty side of comic movies.
Yes,
they've always tried to be more realistic and gritty, and expected a lot more fun and charm for this movie. At least coming in, I think I don't know where I actually was in terms of how good I thought it was, but I was thinking it had to be excellent. Otherwise, the DCU might
collapse on itself,
immediately flop. But
just become a stream of Batman movies every 6 years.
All right, I guess we're not doing this, but I guess we'll get into it. But I think it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I came into it pretty low expectations because of the previous DCU outings, with the exception of the Batman stuff, which I'm just such a simp for Batman. I love Batman, but Superman had never really been a hero I cared about.
Yeah.
Growing up reading comics, DC had missed me with a bunch of the Aquaman 2 and Flash and movies that everybody else loved.
Yeah.
but just like hadn't kind of been what I wanted from superhero movies for a while. But again, like I loved James Gunn. There was an early trailer or teaser that like really worked on me. The at some point I mean, this is another thing I'm a sucker for, is like they released like a slowed down version of the Superman theme that was like very like ambient and orchestral, and I was like, well, that's great. I thought Look Up was a great tagline. So my expectations for the movie went from being very low to rising to a point where I was actually excited for it. And I think for me, it exceeded my expectations. You know, like I don't think it was my favorite movie of the year, but it was certainly better than I needed it to be for me to be excited about future DC movies. And I think that was like kind of a key thing it had to accomplish.
Yeah.
You know, so I for me, it exceeded my expectations.
I thought it was like rewatchability is really good.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it got like what Superman is about.
It felt like reading a comic book,
Yeah.
for better and for worse. But
Yeah.
like, it was just like, oh my God, everybody in this movie is some kind of superhero, but also just like sort of like a doof, you know,
Yeah.
like the Justice League being the best example. Like Guy Gardner's just sort of a schmuck. That scene where like Hawk Girl's just like
Justice Gang.
it was
Yeah.
Justice Gang.
It's
Yes.
better.
League. Yes.
My
The
apologies.
League.
My apologies. Yeah, like Hawk Girl just like reading a fucking trashy magazine. You know, I was like, yeah, this is fun. This is like kind of what you get out of like reading comics for your whole life, you know?
Yeah.
I think they also did like a pretty good job at like. There's a lot of characters in the movie because it's like setting up like everything.
Yeah.
And I actually think they did a pretty good job at doing that. Granted, that also might be because like I know all these characters already.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this is a Guy Gardner, this is a Hawk Girl, this is a version of all these
Yeah.
characters I'm already aware of. But like I think because we're in an era where a lot of these superhero things are part of like the cultural zeitgeist, it kind of works that way. Because like unlike Iron Man that set up Marvel, it was just purely Iron Man.
Yes.
And it was not related to anything else. But, you know, we didn't know it was going to be such a huge interconnected world at that point.
Yeah.
But as a movie that was designed to set up that world, I think it did do an excellent job of it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I also think it's a subtle tweak, and maybe, I mean, Abby, it sounds like you've read more Superman than I have, but like the difference between we've got to defeat this enemy and I've got to save these people felt very, in a good way for me, like a very positive switch as to like what a superhero movie is. Like less about like defeating an enemy and more about like saving civilians and like, and squirrels, you know, like, but I thought that was like a subtle but very nice and welcome
I
change.
also thought the amount of power that this Superman like has was very like good and balanced compared to maybe some other ones where it's like you have Chris Reeve who like literally can just solve anything with like just turning the world around, and then you have like Henry Cavill who is like a little too powerful and like also has to be killed to like be balanced out against other like this Superman like can get beat up, can other people can hold their own with this Superman, and it kind of sets up that universe a lot better than we've seen.
I'll also say this. A movie scores points with me when it pisses off people who annoy me. And
for sure.
The people who were really mad about this Superman, I was like, yeah.
I think, the movie, to your point, like, I think a lot of people also have this like fixation on like how lore accurate certain things are. Because like I did have this problem with like Marvel in particular, like some characters are like, wait, this doesn't make any sense because they're so powerful in the comic context that like, you know, like Hulk is like infinitely strong or something, but like in the movie he gets like punched by Thanos and like kind of gets knocked out or whatever. But it's like, it's like a very clear different, like movies and comics have a different, like they have different rules. Like they're inspired by the same source material, but they have different rules. And I do think like Superman did a good job of like setting up these rules in a really fun way.
So where do we think we rank Superman? I mean, for me, this is an exceeded expectations, but my expectations were maybe perhaps lower than they should have been.
I would love to put it at loved it, exceeded expectations.
For me, it's definitely exceeded expectations.
Yes.
I think so. It's definitely on the top.
I think it goes
of the
in that
list.
top tier. Yeah.
And
Okay.
especially, I don't know if we want to get into it now because it's not in like exact order. I remember when this movie was like all the conversation was happening about it. The biggest like comparison was like Fantastic Four First Steps, or like this like is this either Superman or Fantastic Four is going to be like the super big superhero movie of this year. And we'll get to Fantastic Four, but I do think of those two, this one really like hit the ball out of the park.
So yes, you happy with Love
Yeah,
It
are
or
you
Exceeded
okay with
I think so. I mean, I'm good there. I'm good there.
Thanks to Mint Mobile for sponsoring today's episode of The Breakroom. Smartphones are essential and expensive. So why is it that most people are overpaying for wireless plans instead of just using Mint Mobile? Mint Mobile offers premium wireless without the premium price tag. All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited talking and texting, plus free calling to Mexico, Canada, and the UK. Mint Mobile provides 5G coverage to 98% of Americans and 4G LTE coverage to 99% of Americans. Plus, Mint lets you choose the data amount that's right for you, so you don't have to overpay for something that's like one size fits all. You can select from 5 gigabyte, 15 gigabyte, 20 gigabyte, or unlimited data each month. If you have an unlocked phone you like, you can use it. Otherwise, you can shop the latest phones with Mint. Either way, you can keep your phone number and all your existing contacts when you switch. And Mint Mobile makes switching easy. You can sign up and activate in minutes with eSIM from the comfort of your own home. If you run into trouble, Mint's got your back. 96% of users rate themselves as highly satisfied with Mint's customer care. To get started with Mint Mobile, click the link in the description below. Right now, all unlimited plans are 50% off. It's Mint's best deal of the year. Now, let's move on to the next movie on our list that definitely exceeded everybody's expectations. Captain America: Brave New World. Abby has said, Abby has written in writing off camera. She said that this is her favorite movie of the last 20 years.
I can corroborate. I'm here. I'm corroborating right now.
How did we feel? Let's see. Abby, we started with you last time. Let's start, even though I threw you under the bus just now. Let's start with Brian.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, switcheroo.
I think so. Okay, full disclosure, I didn't watch this like in the theaters, but while working at New Rockstars, I got to like watch it through osmosis while working on videos, and I think it is exactly where, it's where people think it's. I think it was like it was like a nothing movie. I think like it wasn't like. There's like cool moments, like Red Hulk is cool just because we haven't had like a Raging Hulk in a long time. So there's an opportunity to get a version of a Raging Hulk into a movie. And like, they're they're like trying to like loop back in a lot of the other MCU stuff, like, the adamantium from the Celestial happened. Like they're like, oh, this is real and canon. We are implementing that back. All the stuff from Hulk, I forgot the leader's actual character's name, but like,
it's so funny. I was gonna say the actor's name, and then immediately I went, well, it's Buster Scruggs.
Mr. Blue.
Yeah, regardless,
it'll come to me.
Regardless, like that guy is like back in the canon. Like it did a lot to like try to connect things, but I think the problem with MCU movies in particular now, it's like they're doing. I don't know if it like works as well as just a standalone movie. Like I don't know how like. I don't know if I can speak too much on it because I didn't like watch it all the way through, but
I watched it all the way through. I can speak on it.
Yeah.
I want to hear what Abby has to say first, but I can definitely speak on it.
Well, this movie makes me very mad.
That's funny.
I think
it's a great review.
I think that it is such a waste of literally everyone involved in the movie. Such a sad follow-up, specifically for Anthony Mackie, who was like already going to deal with like the like following up Chris Evans, like taking on the mantle, and it's like, okay, he had he had publicly wanted his own movie even, and then like, and it was a part of this like old era of Marvel that now they're like moving away from, and it just like so much stuff happened behind the scenes, and then it just came in, and it like the final product is such like a like bad mixture of so many things, and it just pisses me off because it's like you have like 5 different movies happening in the movie.
Yes.
And so many things that you're like, oh, if the movie was this, like, it would be a vibe. If the movie was this, it would be a vibe.
Yeah.
And then it's like, how about let's do all of those things, but like not good.
Yeah.
And mix them together in a way that doesn't make sense. I think that Anthony Mackie is good, but this movie was not it for him. I think that the most exciting stuff was like a Sebastian Stan cameo, like the post-credit scene, not the one with the leader, but just like getting you're just getting excited for other things and you're not appreciating you're not able to appreciate that piece of art. And like I feel like the last scene in that movie in the hospital with Falcon is like the best scene, and you're like, why wasn't it this?
Yes.
And you're like, okay, well, that was a little bit of the show.
When
but
like him and Sebastian Stan are like, did you rehearse that? But yeah.
It's like about even just like what it's like to carry the mantle of Captain America as a black man. And then it's like, oh, I guess this was kind of covered in the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, but it was just like so random, and it could have been even a political thriller. It wasn't that. It could have, it just, and like Giancarlo Esposito, what a waste. Like,
I know. Also, he was just like kind of not tacked, but like he was like tacked on kind of, because there was another plot that they were going to do.
So here's my theory about part of what went wrong with Captain America, and I think there were a lot of competing things. I think it got a little bit of pandemic, a little bit of strike, like a little bit of just normal Marvel rewrites, a little bit of leadership change and directional shifts. But I think one of the things was I believe I had read somewhere, and it's possible that I read this nowhere. It's possible someone said this to me as a theory, and then my memory went like, no, that was true. But I could have sworn I read somewhere that Sabra was originally a much bigger part of the movie, and it was much more of a political thriller. And then October 7th happened, and Marvel Disney were like, we cannot wade into the Israel-Palestine situation, which, fair, Marvel Disney, who can? But I think they then never really, it felt like they took like kind of a half measure, to quote another Giancarlo Esposito character, where they were like, well, we'll sort of like keep this character in the movie, but like film all this other stuff around it. It was like the movie wasn't really about Red Hulk. It wasn't really about Leader. It wasn't really about Captain America. It wasn't really about the Celestial Adamantium deposit. They were all there. They were all glimpses of other movies that, like, to your point, like could have worked on their own. Yeah. But as is, it felt kind of like what it felt like? Rather than feeling like a meal you would order at a good restaurant, it felt like the same amount of calories that you would get from a buffet in Vegas, where you're like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll take 6 tacos and some like loose spaghetti and like 4 shrimp, like it was kind of like that.
And then at the end, it's just all mixed in and you feel really bad.
Yeah, and then you leave and you've got indigestion and you're like, I guess we're going to Circus now. I don't know why,
No, it just made me more mad than it did like even... It wasn't even a fun, bad movie.
No,
it was like, to your point, it was like so apolitical almost in a way that was like just rude.
Then don't set it in DC.
And then it was like, don't involve the government. Like, don't make a movie about the president. Yeah. Like, it was just like.
So where do we put this one on our rankings? Abby?
Did not care for it.
Brian?
I think it was
I don't even want to say it was all right. I know you already asked me, but okay. It makes me mad.
I did not care for it. Granted, I didn't even go to watch it in theaters.
I have to say, I also did not care for it, despite having the opportunity to soar like Captain America.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Maybe I'll put that in.
Yeah. This is so. Maybe we'll find the footage for this and put it to the VOD. But when this
was my favorite movie.
Yeah, that was the best part of the movie was when this came out on Disney Plus, or maybe it was the Blu-ray release. I can't remember. An experiential PR firm that Disney was working with invited us to soar like Captain America.
Yeah.
And everybody in the our Zach sent something out the office, was like, hey, who wants to go hang gliding for Captain America? And I was like, hell yeah, I'm in. And everyone else was like, no, I'm afraid of heights, yada yada. And I went to go do it, and it turns out it was something called low and slow hang gliding. I was literally going down a hill. Yeah, send it to Brian. Brian, well,
wait, can I just show the chat?
Yeah.
The live.
It is. I was literally going downhill at the speed of an old man lightly jogging.
You can't even tell, but people are pushing him.
Yeah, they're like holding on.
Yeah, like
I was basically tethered to a sail with a diaper and then tugged downhill at very gentle speeds.
when I say that I maybe laughed for an hour at these videos,
Oh my
they were
God.
insane.
It was a genuine
time.
thing for like at least like 2 weeks where if I came into the office and Abby saw me, she would start laughing and it was a problem.
It was so because it was just like again, like that movie, just not even about what.
Right. Yeah, it's just
I
like
was
a
like,
random
you're-
hang gliding
I was
thing.
like, he's flies, and you have Berg. Like you could have ran faster.
Yes.
You could have
Yes.
jumped higher than you were.
Yes.
And you
So
were going
funny.
downhill. And it
Yes.
was so funny.
And everyone there was so nice. Like, do you want to do it again? I was like, no, I'm good. I got a long drive. Yeah. Okay. So I think we're all saying we're comfortable saying did not care for it.
Yeah.
No.
And then
On the Captain America Brave New World front.
I forgot to mention this in Superman, but I'll mention it now. Last year, we had high expectations for both. Superman was on their like S tier seeded opening night.
Yeah.
And Captain America was also in last year's seeded list. I think people were a lot more excited about it when it first came out.
The early news of it was more exciting than like I feel like the closer we got to it, the more it was like, oh wow, another 6 months of reshoots, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a super chat. JBC001. If you're going by the WW top 10 box office, then no, it did not meet expectations. The highest grossing superhero film barely cracked the top 10.
Now, should we stay in this lane with superhero films and finish out the Marvel releases for the year?
For sure.
Fantastic Four First Steps we've already touched on, in that it came out around the same time as Superman. I'll kick this one off because Fantastic Four First Steps was the movie I was most excited for maybe this year because Fantastic Four was was like one of the comics that got me into comics as a kid. You know, it was like Fantastic Four and X-Men. And the earlier Fantastic Four movies I think were not to my liking. I was really excited that this one had was like in a time period. Like I was super excited about that. The actual movie I thought was fine. I certainly don't have any complaints about it, but I also don't really remember much from it. I took my daughter to see it. I enjoyed seeing it opening weekend, but it didn't. When the two came out, someone in the office, I think it was Zach, was saying like, you have to judge these movies based on what they were trying to do. And I think Superman did what it was trying to do better than what Fantastic Four First Steps was trying to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Ooh, also, Gigi put my leg to sleep. Oh my God.
Gigi, what are you doing?
Dog
Screech.
on the desk.
The desk.
Dog on the
What
desk.
did you think of Fantastic Four?
What'd you think, babe? Yeah, what were you guys' thoughts on Fantastic Four?
I was very excited for it. I feel like it was one step closer to the Tomorrowland movie that I've always wanted.
Yeah.
And I was really excited for like a new kind of look at the MCU and just like, and like, oh my God, we're gonna be so back. Like, like 2025, we're so back.
Yeah.
And I really did enjoy it. I feel like it was another thing where it was like, maybe this is because I work here, but it's like, there was trailer things that I was excited for that like were weirdly not in the movie or edited around or just not in there at all. Like, and so then as I was watching, I was like, oh, I was kind of like looking forward to that. Or like, it almost was like about family, but we didn't even really see that much of like I felt like you didn't even see a whole lot of the dynamic.
I
it was
agree.
almost like implied. And it's like I could watch the four of those characters interact for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But it was I don't know, I didn't feel like super established.
It felt like a Sue Storm movie.
Yeah.
More so than a Fantastic Four movie. And I loved Vanessa Kirby. I thought she was great in it. You know, like I really liked. I thought it did make it easier to be like, hey, we're just going to focus on this one character. But I did miss some of the dynamic.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I think I was also, I think I didn't know how like really big Fantastic Four was. Because Fantastic Four is like Marvel's like first real superhero. Like
they're the first family.
Yeah, they're the first family.
Yeah.
And they're like really important. But like, and so maybe because of that, I started to have more expectations. And like, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be like a really important movie to establish the Fantastic Four in the MCU. And it's funny because I feel like we're having a very similar opinions, but like, yeah, like this one, I was kind of like, oh, I guess this is what I think it was. I liked all the characters. I liked the set. I think like the fact that it was.
Yeah, the time period stuff I thought was one of the best things about the movie.
The set in a different world. But like, because, and I'm in mixed opinions about this, how like they didn't really introduce them because like we all kind of know who the Fantastic Four are, and we're kind of moving away from like origin stories in superhero films. Yeah. But I actually think this might be like in retrospect, I think that might have been a disservice because like to me this didn't necessarily feel like a cohesive journey of like where like something happened in the beginning and like there's an arc. It felt like they just sliced a middle of a story and that was the movie. It'd
be like if you're just watching Two Towers. You're like, yeah, I like Two Towers. You know, but
yeah, like they like did a quick montage beginning, but it was just like I'm thinking about it now, like the way that it was edited too, it kind of there was like that they did a talk show and it was like a montage and then but then it cut to like their actual life. So I was kind of confused at like, wait, what's going on? Like, is this, I don't know. It wasn't as cohesive as I thought it could have been. And so, you know, a little bit disappointing for me. I thought that like, I think that's mostly it. Like it feels like a random slice of life. And look, I like slice of life, but in a movie like this, I would have liked a lot more like an arc or something.
I mean, this for me, I had very high expectations for this and they weren't on that, but I don't think it was for me, it didn't feel like a bad movie, you know, like I would put this in that second tier of like, you know, it was pretty good, but it didn't like blow my mind.
I think the most I got excited was the post credit. I am excited it felt like a second movie, like you said, like slice of life.
I did really love the Galactus fight because that was when it's like, oh, Sue's putting up like the lens so that Johnny can like focus the fire, and Ben's tossing the oil tanker, and Reed's just swinging like Tarzan.
Yeah. I feel like everyone besides Reed, I loved seeing all their powers that way. But Reed could have been a little bit more like Elastigirl for me.
Yes. Well, this is my theory, is that there's like an uncanny valley thing where like in The Incredibles, Elastigirl doesn't really look like a human being. So she can deform. But I think if they had that with Pedro Pascal, we'd all just be like, ugh.
Yeah, because I feel like maybe that's how we feel about the 2005 ones.
Yes, I think that again, I don't know. No one said that to me. I don't, you know, that's my guess. But because also the Elastigirl sequences in Incredibles 2 are like fantastic action sequences. Like they're really creative and really good. Yeah. So I missed that as well.
So we're thinking second tier. It was pretty good or fun.
You know what? It was fun. I did have a fun time watching it.
I will say I was very disappointed that I did not love it as much as I loved Superman.
I think that's the thing.
That was my
Well, we'll say maybe if we get more movies on here, we wind up putting one in front of it. Like further to the left. But
Sarah Hatchadorian said with the super chat, thank you. I will never back down. That Thunderbolts was the best superhero movie of 2025, and it not being on the list for ranking hurts my soul.
It should be on the list.
I added it.
We put it in.
Here it
is.
Go. So let's do that.
Let's talk about it. So Thunderbolts, I like Brian's experience with Captain America: Brave New World. Like, it's one of those movies I feel like I've seen all the way through, but I have not sat down and watched all the way through. I've really liked what I've seen of it. It certainly feels like it had. It feels weird to say old school Marvel but it felt old school Marvel to me, where it's like we got quips, we got stakes. Like the movie's kind of about something. It didn't feel overly homeworky the way that Brave New World did a little bit to me. Like, I really liked it. But again, like my experience with it is limited. So I can't give the definitive ranking on it.
I loved this movie. I thought it was like the best Marvel movie or show of the year. I felt like I grew up being a big Bucky girl. And
really?
So that I was very excited for that. But I really loved that it took these characters that, you know, like maybe you didn't like, they weren't your favorite, or like maybe you didn't even see or care about Black Widow, but like just like Florence Pugh, David Harbour, like it was such a great cast.
It's a great cast.
And I felt like having the arc that Yelena has is like such a 2025 like relatable like kind of storyline of just like, I felt like the mental health aspect was very interesting. And, you know, like there's no better lesson than like, just don't do things on your own and
true.
like
It did
find your
feel
found family.
like
Found
whereas
family.
like Brave New World kind of missed the mark in like not being a more overtly political movie, Thunderbolts was kind of like the post-pandemic like, hey, doesn't solitude really drive you crazy?
Yeah, and it was
you know,
like, don't be depressed.
yeah.
Don't be depressed. That's the lesson you
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flush your SSRIs. You don't need them anymore.
But I got very excited thinking about a Doomsday trailer with like the new Avengers.
Yeah.
Christian Unpronounceable actually did give a super chat that said, actually, they're called the new Avengers.
Thank you. Apologies, Christian. Please forgive us.
Yes. But no, I loved it. I am obsessed. I was obsessed when I saw it with like Eric and John. I was like walking away. Like I am obsessed with Bob. He took over my TikTok for maybe a month. He still is all over my TikTok.
That's so funny. I think of the Marvel movies as of late, I think it was the most like the marketing of it. I think was really fun. They had like so many different kinds of trailers. The A24 style like artsy trailer that they showed, I think was a lot of fun. All the promo for it was super cool. And I didn't know what to expect going in, but like watching the movie, I think this was like, I remember coming out like, this is the first Marvel movie in a while that was like a movie, or like it had the complaint I had about like Fantastic Four, like this one had like an entire journey, an entire like it's self-contained thing that didn't really like need. I mean, these characters are like contextually important in the MCU.
They benefit from the other movies, but they
Yeah.
don't require the other movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like it's also separate enough that like I don't think you needed to like know anything about any of the Marvel stuff to enjoy that movie, because it was like ultimately an adventure with like a gang of people coming together, misfits, trying to like solve the big bad or beat the big bad. And I thought that was a lot of fun. And it was a lot better of a movie than I thought it was. But like unfortunately, I think like in the box office, it did not do nearly as well as I thought like it probably could have. And I'm not sure.
I feel like maybe that was like, it kind of fell at an unfortunate time because it was like post Brave New World. It was that traditional like Marvel first weekend of May, but it was like, I feel like Marvel now, to the everyday person, maybe not the biggest fan, was like, why would I go? And it was kind of a hard sell.
Yeah, it was a bunch of like characters who, and this plays into the movie's themes, but like were kind of like B tier, you know, like, and like, you know, Florence Pugh is probably the biggest star. I guess Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but you know, she's not suiting up or beating anybody up or anything. You know, and like, I love Florence Pugh. I'm obsessed with Midsommar, but like, I don't know if like, you know, average Joe moviegoer is like, oh, Florence Pugh and Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I guess like
I don't know, but yeah, I did think it was certainly deserved at least as much fanfare as Brave New World got. You know, like
Fit Dad CEO.
oh, hello, Fit Dad
Classic.
CEO.
Hello.
Friend of the channel is in the chat, and he said, Thunderbolts made us love all of these characters in 2 hours. That was enough for me. But more than that, it made me feel something. It hit me in my feels like the anxiety scene did in Inside Out 2. Hard agree.
Yeah.
Hard agree.
Just feel that's what movies are
Also-
supposed to do.
And like Fit Dad CEO is correct, but yes, that's what a movie should do. You know,
No,
like
I feel like that's the issue is like Captain America, Brave New World was like, that wasn't a movie. Like that was like not
it felt like a
3-act,
bunch of trailers.
like it was
stitched
just like so
together.
many things
Yeah.
happening, and Thunderbolts was like, here's point A,
Yeah,
here's
it's
point,
clean.
here's the script,
Storytelling.
like where it's
Well,
like
Let's
so
talk
good.
about. Let's shift now from our usual genre fare to some other films that have come out this year.
Well, where are we ranking?
Oh, right. Yes,
Thunderbolts?
let's rank it.
The whole point. Also, Isabella A98 gave us the superhero box office, and Superman was at the top.
Yes, I believe that
Was number 9,
sorry, babe.
and then
Really?
F4,
Manito?
and then Captain America, and then Thunderbolts.
That's
And
crazy.
Superman was number 9, and F4 was 11, which
Wow. Yeah.
is crazy. I would say I loved it, but I want to have it be representative of all of us.
I think you can say loved it.
I'm
certainly,
also
I
team
certainly don't
loved
have
it.
any
I'm also
issues
team
with
loved
it,
it.
and what I've seen of it, I really liked.
Yeah.
It
So.
for sure exceeded my expectations.
I am like kind of mad that you guys both haven't seen it in full.
with Thunderbolts.
Well,
He's seen
at least
it.
Berg.
Yeah, you can be mad at me. That's
yeah,
okay.
I'm mad at you.
I soared like Captain America. I get a pass.
That's true.
I defied death for this company.
I wish that for the Blu-ray release of Thunderbolts, they would have had you jump from a building.
I would have loved that.
You're right.
I would have loved
You're
that.
Okay. What was
All right,
the
so
next movie?
I think let's shift away from the normal genre fare that we cover on New Rockstars and talk about a movie that is very buzzy right now with award season. It's leading the pack in terms of Golden Globe nominations. One battle after another. Paul Thomas Anderson's 3-hour-long, surprisingly funny and overtly political movie about a ex-revolutionary trying to get his daughter back. What were your guys' expectations? Have you seen this movie? What were your expectations for it, if so? And how did it land for you?
I had no expectations.
Mhm.
I have seen it, and it exceeded all of them. It was such a fun, weirdly fun movie.
Weirdly fun. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, for sure.
A journey from start to finish. I feel like maybe one of my top 3 Leonardo DiCaprio.
Easily.
movies.
I mean, I like him okay. I don't go crazy for him, but he is so goddamn good in this movie. And he does
Yeah.
something that I think is very hard to do. He plays stoned very believably and then sobers up slowly over the course
Yeah.
of the film in also a subtle and believable way. But I mean, for me, and Zach and I talked about this at length on in our Underground or in
Yeah.
Danger Room, I think Sean Penn is just so
Mhm.
ridiculously over the top in this movie in a way that I am so all about. I think it's gorgeous cinematography. I wound up seeing it in IMAX. I think it's really, really well edited, really, really well directed. And I think seeing it with a crowd, you can feel Paul Thomas Anderson go like, hey, this is too serious. We need a moment of levity. Hey, this is too goofy. We need to this bring it back to what's at stake. I thought all those shifts were handled very intentionally and very successfully. And I don't think that's easy to do. So this was this movie I came into with very, not even low expectations. The first trailer looked really fun. And then the second trailer, I was like, this movie looks boring as hell.
Yeah.
So I came into it kind of not knowing what to expect and wound up really loving it. Don't fall off, babe.
I would say loved it or exceed expectations for the ranking.
Yeah, I'll defer to you guys because I did not watch this movie.
Fight me, bro.
I look from
Go
what I've
see
seen.
it. Go see
It
it.
looks stupid, and I hate movies. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I know people really love it. I think a lot of people it's an incredible movie. I've seen one take that was kind of critical of it. I'm like, it's so interesting, but I didn't see it, so I can't say anything.
Should we say loved it?
I would say loved it. Yeah,
I feel like that's gonna be one of the best movies of the year.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can't say it exceeded my expectations for sure, but I think in a way that is different from the way in which one of these big franchise movies, a franchise, the strength and struggle of a franchise movie is it comes in with so much history and so much to weigh it against
Yeah.
and so much hope for what the franchise will do. A movie like One Battle After Another, if that didn't work out, that's just one Paul Thomas Anderson movie that I didn't connect with. Go put it in the pile with Inherent Vice. You
Yeah.
know, I really like Paul Thomas Anderson overall. I think he's absolutely brilliant. But let's see, are any of these other movies ones that one of you feels passionately about on this list that we've not yet talked about?
Should we take a look at we talk about where we thought about Sinners?
I could talk about Sinners, yeah.
What about it?
So I watched Sinners like super late. Like people were already talking about like how much they like Sinners and like it's an incredible movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I should watch it. I should watch it. I should watch it. And then I didn't watch it for like months. And then I finally watched it on streaming, which I'm sorry I didn't watch in theaters, but you know it is what it is.
You wanted to wait till the merger was complete.
Yeah. I wanted to wait until we'll
wait till
never
you
watch
see it on Netflix.
And I thought it was like firstly, it was a little less horror than I thought it was. Because it's a horror movie, but it felt more like, I don't know, it was like thriller action. And like also it's like the scene where like they do the party and they're like talking about how like, music transcends like reality and it like warps reality. And then like it started like time warping. I'm like, what's going on? This is crazy. This is not what I thought this movie was going to be at all. Which it's like, I don't know. I love weird stuff like that too. Like really saying a message. And I ultimately, I really appreciated the movie as something like, it's fun if you turn your brain off, it's like a lot of fun. Like it's a vampire movie about like vampires and like you trying to like protect your place and like killing them. It's a fight, but also there's a lot to like chew on, I think. Like specifically a lot of the metaphors of like,
assimilation.
Assimilation, like race stuff. It's very specifically the first vampires, like he's Irish, which like, at the time were also like, marginalized.
In America? Not my America.
In America, Irish people were also marginalized. But like, it's something to say about like, he was like, because like in the movie, he's like the bad guy, but he also makes a lot of like poignant points where like the people I killed were like, or like turned into vampires, they were racists, or like they were gonna kill you. So we gotta save you. The only way to like really protect you guys is to like assimilate and become part of this like evil, like how much of that is like, there's a balance with that.
So here's my review of Sinners. It's a movie I want to like more than I do. It's a movie where I think the pieces work better than the whole. And for me, my main issue with Sinners is it can't decide if it wants to be like serious art house A24 horror movie where it does have these sequences that are like, I mean, and then I have a couple things that I need to single out for like incredible praise with this movie as well. But like, it does have these like weird sequences where it's like the Irish vampires like singing their like ditty, and it's like, and then it has these moments where it feels more like Assault on Precinct 13, only they're trying to protect the gin joint. And I felt that it wasn't sure it was trying to do both tones without really doing the work of making those things match together as part of a cohesive whole. That said, there are sequences in it that I think like deserve to be like studied in every film theory class. Every college freshman that wants to like go to Hollywood will have to study that like time warping song scene. I think it should absolutely win the Oscar for best original song. Like I don't know how you have a movie whose like thesis statement is some songs are so good they break reality. Have Cause I Lied to You be your original song. And like that's like Babe Ruth calling a shot for me. Like being like some songs are so good they break reality. And then writing that song, that's wild. Like so that I think it really does deserve quite a bit of praise, but for me it just didn't quite hang together the way I had hoped it would, or that I think it did for other people. So for me, it did not meet my expectations because I came into that loving Ryan Coogler, loving Michael B. Jordan, being really excited to see that take on a horror movie and walking away feeling a little bit disappointed. Yeah, I know it's an unpopular opinion.
I know. I was very excited for this movie. I actually like tried to almost even stay away from trailers.
Right.
Just because I was like, that's enough. I'm in.
Yeah. I'm on board.
And then I went Thursday night, opening night, and I'm saying this because it will make my opinion very biased, but opening night, just a general public screening, and Ryan Coogler showed up and gave everyone t-shirts. And so there was a moment of like, oh, did I just like love that movie because I had a really good experience?
But that's part of your experience in the movie. That's valid.
It was a part of my viewing. And so then after the movie like kind of everyone loved it. I was like, okay, so it was also actually good.
Yeah.
But I really loved, like, I feel like just the portrayal of like that area in that time. I loved all of the metaphors and how almost everything is so, like, every line and every shot and everything is so layered in ways that Jess Clemens figured out, because we did a breakdown of it. But like, you still are thinking about it like afterwards, and just like it was so good. I loved it. I thought it was good.
Well, I think we got like 2-on-1 here in the
yeah.
So I'll let you guys handle the rankings.
Well, we can balance it out. I feel like,
but I don't want to be the guy pooping in the punch bowl.
I don't think you
classic.
totally pooped on it.
No. I think it's good. I think it's at least the trailers and the buzz around it sold it to me as one type of horror movie.
Yeah.
And then I wound up being much more interested in just the saga. I almost didn't care about the vampires by the time they got to them, because I was like, I'm just really invested in whether or not they get this like gin joint off the ground. Like I was so invested in that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, we can like balance it. I mean, it will hurt my heart to not put it here, but we can like balance
You can
it
put
out.
You can put it up there. I'm not going to fight you
Okay.
guys on it.
I think it's
The point of this tier list is not for me to be like, absolutely
Well,
not.
I just want it to be representative of everyone's opinions.
Sure. Okay, let's
Next
see.
movie.
Since we're on the horror tip, are we weapons people? Did we see weapons?
We did see Weapons.
Give me your thoughts.
Did you see Weapons?
I didn't see Weapons.
You did not.
But
Did you
I
see?
saw weapons.
You
yeah.
saw Weapons.
I saw weapons. Yeah.
I saw Weapons opening night. Zach Krugers did not show up.
Damn. Too bad.
No.
What's going on?
Also, most of these, I don't know about you guys. I love a Thursday night screening.
That was my jam during like all like from Iron Man through Endgame.
Yeah.
I used to have an improv show at 11:30 every Thursday night, and we would have my friend's wife keep the car running at the back entrance of the theater so we could get out and make it to like the late night screenings.
But now they're not at midnight, so it's kind of
now it's like not
at
quite
6,
the same. Yeah.
Sometimes they're at like 2 p.m.
But like
It's
when
kinda
Dark Knight came out, like that, I've never seen an ArcLight more packed than Dark Knight
sounds
midnight
so
screenings.
good.
But anyway, so
Weapons,
tell me of weapons. Yes.
So Weapons, I really loved. We also did a breakdown of that that you guys can check out on New Rockstars. I thought it was really fun in terms of like the structure of the movie. I do know the script was like a blacklist script, I think.
It was I think it was just a spec script that Zach Kreger wrote, but it triggered a bidding war.
That was it, yeah.
At Sundance that was so vicious that Jordan Peele dropped his representation after he didn't get it.
That, as he should, a petty king. But it proved to be worth it, because this movie was incredible. I loved it. I feel like it's also similar to Sinners, where it's like that elevated horror that is not just about like kids disappearing.
Yeah.
It's like about like, what is it about? Like, is it about school shootings? Is it about like whatever? Like, it makes you think. And it was also really funny. Like, it wasn't like
the climax of the movie is one of the hardest I've laughed.
Yeah, and it's not even like, it's not that type of horror that is like meant for you to be super uncomfortable for the whole runtime, as where it's like a Terrifier or like a
it definitely
or like a Conjuring. Like it's
out.
like it's like I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think for me, like looking at it in terms of pure expectation, Barbarian blew me away. Like for me, like I was aware of Zach Kreger from Whitest Kids but like similar to the way that like, watching Get Out after watching, 7 seasons of Key and Peele or whatever, you're like, what? Well, you were sitting on this the whole time, and so like, whereas Barbarian really blew me away. And then even before this movie started filming, there was so much buzz about it. I came into this with perhaps impossibly high expectations. I really loved the movie, but I was like, yeah, this was fun, but it didn't quite for me, like reach those lofty points. That's not really the movie's fault. That's kind of on me, I think, but I did really love quite a bit about it. I thought that everybody's talking so much about Amy Madigan, and I think the praise is absolutely deserved. the that character Aunt Gladys is eerily close to my mother's mother when I was growing up. Like she was that like flamboyantly dressed, like weirdly on, like old lady. And so like that rang really true for me in a way that I don't think there's any way for Zach Kreger to know about. Or if he does, dude, who are you? But yeah, so I really loved it, but it didn't exceed my expectations, but I do think I would put it in that top tier.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I liked it more than Sinners.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But I am not the ultimate arbiter of what goes in that top tier. I feel like we're being pretty.
I feel like we're being really nice.
We're being really nice.
We're picking the
well, we're also kind of picking the ones we like.
Yeah.
Should we go to like one that we hated? Like, what's one that?
Let's see. What do we got on the list I can rip on?
I'll go to Mithrigan.
Okay. Yeah, go to Mithrigan
really
because Megan was another horror movie where the first one was so good. What's
Can you
this?
put the camera on me?
Put the camera. Okay, this is Abby's corner.
Megan 2 sucks. There, I said it. No, I'm just kidding. I was really mad. Again, I get really mad at these movies.
Yeah, sure.
Where I'm just like, girl, like, it flopped so hard. It was very much like what you enjoyed about the first Megan was that it was scary. It was campy, whatever. They Terminator 2 this one.
Yes.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
So she's on their side. Fine. There's a bigger, badder Megan. And it's not scary. It's a thrill. It's not even a thriller. It's more of an action.
It's an action movie, right?
It's an action movie. Not interesting. No one cares. And she wasn't as campy. And she didn't have as like, they knew that
the first one is iconic.
The first one's iconic. Yeah. She's saying her little like, I was going to say a bad word, like her little lines, like, and it's like, I feel like a see you next Tuesday line. Like, I feel like that's how Megan was.
So see you next Tuesday is slang for cunt.
I don't know if we can say that.
Well, I can.
Well,
yeah.
But like,
I can and I did.
Censor. It was
I feel
censored.
like, in the US,
the
whatever. I feel like maybe the international people are like, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I think if you're in the UK, no one cares.
But like, that's how like Megan was,
Yeah.
But it's like camp. And I feel like she lost all of that. And I was really upset about it because I love Megan.
The first one is so good.
So much. And so I was upset. For that reason, I did not care for it.
Yeah, I think that was the general consensus. And I'll say this, my girlfriend is like deeply into horror. We call her office the creepy room. Like she lives and breathes this stuff. Even she was so turned off by the reviews of Megan. And she loves the first one. She's the one who got me to see it. That she couldn't fuck with it.
No.
And I think that's and I've seen the stuff she watches. We share a Netflix subscription.
Her standards are not that high.
The amount of movies she has recommended to me by going like, this movie is garbage, it sucks, you have to see it, it's great.
That's how I am though, is I love bad movies.
Sure.
My favorite podcast is How Did This Get Made? Like I love bad movies. I'm obsessed with them because sometimes they're more fascinating to me than a good movie.
Well, that's her thing. She's like, they took swings.
Yeah.
With
Megan, and this is Megan and Brave New World and it's boring. Like it's not even fun in a bad way. It's not even like, it's just boring.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let's see, Brian. Is there a movie on this list you feel like trashing?
That I've seen.
Yeah.
I only watch good movies. We'll see.
I know that's kind of my thing.
You
Is like
only watch good movies.
No.
It was honestly like looking at this list. It's like
it's a pretty good list. Yeah, like honestly, most of these movies, I was like, I mean, I saw Freakier Friday in theaters. I was pleasantly surprised.
I know. We can do that really quickly.
Yeah.
Loved it. I feel like the trailers made it look like a Disney Plus original, and I was really scared, but it was not. And it was good. And
I saw it with my daughter, and I got a little misty-eyed at the end. I'm not ashamed to say it was like really touching.
It was very exciting because Lindsay's going back to all her franchises,
Good for
and
her,
I
man.
feel like it was Freaky Friday is like one of all-time Abby movies, and so I was very scared.
How old were you when the first one came out?
4. Or no, I was 3.
Oh, my
Because
mistake,
I think
my mistake.
Freaky Friday is 2003 and Mean Girls is 2004.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like
right.
she did hint, this is separate, this is not related to this, but she did hint she's going to do another Disney franchise
Oh.
return. And
You think
if
it's Parent Trap?
No,
Parent
Herbie.
Oh,
Herbie.
And if she
yeah.
does, I'm not joking. Like, I will come on Breakroom every day and start my campaign
Okay.
to go to the
Great.
premiere. It's very serious for me.
I love it.
So I am so excited for her. Anyway, let's see.
Yeah.
Elio, trash.
Really?
So bad.
Wow. Sorry, I didn't watch it either, which like I feel like Pixar has been having like a problem with marketing or something.
Yeah.
The last few I'm just like didn't
Well, but I
care
think also
for,
like
but-
Elio, like I feel like they know. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think they kind of like when they were working on Encanto, I think they were like, oh yeah, we got one. You know, like
Yeah. They knew they were
Oh, right,
cooking.
right.
yeah.
My behind the scenes tea is that I, at my old job, had seen a previous version of this movie. And it still wasn't even that good then, but they made it even worse.
That's
and,
tough.
and they like kind of made stuff similar to Brave New World. They made choices to be like apolitical, and it was for the worse. And so that it was very disappointing because it kind of ended up being about nothing.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say that because it still had the general, it kind of just had a general idea of like, if you're a loser, it's okay. Like, you don't have to be a loser alone. But there was like nothing else more to that. And so that was like why it was and it was just kind of a flop. But I will say, I thought the alien was cute.
Okay.
Grogon.
Okay.
Grogon.
Grogon.
Grogon or something like that. Gordon. I don't know.
Gordon. Gordon the alien.
Gordon, yeah.
That was
Blogon,
that was Alf's name, Gordon Shumway.
I got a popcorn bucket of it. So yeah.
I'm only saying interesting because I had a friend who like I trust his movie taste, but he really liked Elio. So I was like, wait, I thought it was good this whole time, but maybe it's not.
Do we have time for a couple more
Yeah,
movies?
we're doing, like-
I don't know,
Yeah.
'cause
So-
I think we started late, but
This happens with tier list stuff. We can.
it's easy to get into it because
I know.
I think like my pitch would be to finish on Predator Badlands because I think
Yeah.
Brian, were you there for the screening when we all went and saw it?
No, but I did watch it.
You did watch it, okay? Because we all saw
did.
Predator Badlands,
And we all got the popcorn bucket.
we
It
all
was
got the
really
popcorn
good.
bucket. Yep, I think it's still sitting on
You
a shelf
can-
over there.
It's so I guess it's not there anymore. Okay.
But it's I was pleasantly surprised by Predator Badlands. It didn't blow my mind, but it was what I want from a Predator
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
And to have that and Killer of Killers come out, Killer of Killers was more what I want from a Predator
Yeah.
movie.
True.
It was just like, just give me a time period and a sick
yeah.
weapon, you know, like.
I feel like we can go really fast.
Okay, you want to do
Yeah, for
do bullet time?
Snow White.
Didn't see it. Bad.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but I heard it was bad. So
It was pretty bad. I do listen to the soundtrack. Soundtrack's pretty good.
okay.
There you go. So maybe that's all right.
Yeah. Well, that's a hot take. Everyone else hates it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hate it.
Hate it. We agree with the people.
Okay, let's see.
Minecraft.
Minecraft. It was pretty good. What? I think here's my thing. So the children loved it.
Yes, the
But
But
children did love it.
I think the people that didn't like it didn't know it was like a Flight of the Conchords like production people written movie. Like it's like literally Jared Hess and the other guy. What's the Flight of the Conchords?
Flight of
guy?
Conchords is Britt McKenzie
Yeah,
and
and-
Jermaine Clement.
Yeah, and Jermaine Clement's in the movie. Like he like it's literally like that type of humor, like the Vote for Pablo people.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there was some stuff that people just like didn't get. And I was like, oh, I get it. I get what they're going for because I've seen things that these people have made.
Yeah.
And that was not the Minecraft audience. But it was very true to Minecraft and very true to like those people's
Yeah, for sure.
vision. So, okay.
Yeah, I have no opinion on it one way or the other.
Wicked for Good was also pretty good. It was not as good as Wicked.
I think I agree.
28 years later, I saw Unloved.
Yeah.
I thought 28 years later was really brilliant.
Yeah.
And it ends with my files. And it ends one of like the funniest tonal shifts I've seen in years. It's and also we were talking earlier about movies being about things like
We forgot K-pop Demon Hunters.
we did forget.
God.
You know why? Because it didn't come out theatrical. I filtered my list based on what was a theatrical release.
This is theatrical.
Did that on purpose.
But I felt 28 years later was a horror movie about coping with death, and it's crazy to me that it's taken so many years of watching horror movies to see one that was like, we're just gonna go straight down the barrel. You know,
well, I feel like that's just like overall society's uncomfortableness, or at least America's uncomfortableness with that.
And it gave us a giant zombie dog. That if that's not if that's not good cinema, I don't know what is.
So
How to Train Your Dragon is it was all right. If you love How to Train Your Dragon,
it's the movie.
it's the movie.
Yeah.
But with Mason.
I didn't grow up on the original. I have seen it. I do like it. I wasn't inspired to see this one, but I hear good things.
Yeah, we broke it down on the channel. Please watch.
Please watch. Please like and subscribe.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
That's a newer one.
It was all right.
I was I was here when Jess was doing the breakdown, and so like I got to hear like her tell what's going on in the movie. It's so interesting, like movies that are now becoming like they're not good movies, but it's just like fan service over and over and over again. And it's like, does that make it because that makes it fun. But is that like good? You know what I mean?
Fun's not necessarily good. Fun can be good. Good can be fun. But
Sorry, I just didn't want.
no. She will drink your water.
I know,
too.
and I'm thirsty.
Because even this is a while ago, but like a Mario movie. I remember the Mario movie not being like, it's not a great movie, but like it just was like fun to see all this stuff. Like, whoa, I know this thing, I know that thing, and like for me that was almost enough. So I was like,
it
okay
was
with
more
that.
of a love letter to the experience of playing the game.
Yeah,
that I thought,
like
or games. And so I thought it was more fun in that way, but it was definitely less of a comprehensive movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
That was okay. Let's see. Nosferatu.
Loved it. Loved it.
Loved it. Brian?
No opinion.
Okay.
didn't watch
I
it.
also loved it. Lilo and Stitch.
Didn't see it.
It was also all right.
I think
if
it's
you
in the
love
all right
Lilo and
camp.
Stitch, it's that movie.
Yeah.
And that's we're more of Stitch age.
Yeah.
And
I was slightly too old.
if you're an adult when Stitch comes out, I feel
Yeah.
like it's hard to break
The
in.
last Disney movie I could see without getting made fun of in theaters was Lion King. You know, like that was like when I was in
Okay.
like 7th grade, and everyone was like, "I want to see it.
Nah.
Is it okay to go see it?" You know,
Stitch is
like-
great. Brandon is a known Stitch hater on this channel.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I also
don't
learned
get it.
that almost everyone here hates Olaf. And
Oh, I got a problem with Olaf.
okay, thank you.
Whoa.
I got no problem with
you were
Olaf.
not in the office that day because
Dang. Oh, no.
I learned everyone here hates Olaf, and it was really
Really?
offensive.
What's people's problem with Olaf?
Eric hates Olaf. Brandon. I think Zach wasn't there, but Brandon and you and Eric all hate
Yeah.
Olaf.
Interesting.
I am not a
And I
fan
was
of
very
Olaf
offended, and I
because
love Olaf.
he's
Oh,
ugly.
I do hate Uggos.
I'm saying, if you're ugly,
do hate
then you're
Uggos.
a
I do hate
bad
Uggos.
person.
Yeah.
You're
Sorry,
a
I
bad
forgot he was an
person.
Uggo.
Um,
Yeah.
Okay, Naked Gun,
Big fan.
loved it.
Big fan. Loved it. Saw it in theaters. Great experience.
I
Just-
feel like that's top tier.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it with my daughter when she was in town, and we had such a good time. And I ran into one of the screenwriters recently, and it's like a dude I've known for a long time from like just being around the comedy scene. It was just like, dude, thank you so much for that experience. We bonded over it. And he was like, oh, thanks, Berg. And I was like, no, thank you. It's a big fan
That's
of
really funny.
Naked Gun.
Okay, Zootopia 2 was also very good.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch it. Is it also a newer movie? Wait, it's out.
It's out now. I think.
It's out
Yeah.
in theaters now. It was good. It was not mind blowing, but it was solid.
Yeah,
And
I like the first one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same. And I'm actually surprised. I thought this movie's going to be like whatever, but a lot of people have been saying it's
Oh my
surprisingly
God, Eric
good.
Yeah.
is in the chat,
Oh,
Eric.
Hey, Eric.
and he said he does not hate Olaf.
Okay,
Doesn't
Eric
hate
slander.
Olaf. He
Yeah.
doesn't
You
hate
heard it here
Olaf.
first,
Yeah.
folks.
That's okay. I'll take all the I hate Olaf positions.
Eric's
Yeah.
Christmas
My bad.
display is 100% Olaf 100% of the time.
Sorry, Aaron. Okay. F1.
Didn't see it.
As someone who has been forced to watch a lot of F1, not super accurate to the sport of racing.
Interesting.
Oh, crazy.
This movie screams to me, watch it with your dad over the holidays.
And here's the thing. My dad saw it, and he didn't like it.
Well,
because it was not accurate to F1.
My dad's review of it was, I saw F1, I really liked it, but man, Brad Pitt looks old.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
He was so obsessed with how he's like, he still looks good, but man, he just looks old. Like,
I know. I'll say it was all right.
F1 good enough to give your parents a sense of mortality.
Yeah. Okay, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. I thought it was fun. I feel like people were very disappointed with it.
The only person I've heard rave about it is Brandon Berg.
But he was always excited about it.
Yes, I think he liked it before he saw it.
Yeah, I saw it and it I enjoyed myself. I would say I liked Dead Reckoning more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if I have thoughts about it that I remember from May, whenever this came out. It was fine. I'll say it was all right.
I'll say it's all right.
Okay.
Jurassic World. I feel like you probably have a lot of opinions.
I have so many opinions that I didn't see it. Like I've been burned so hard by Jurassic World that like I watched, I was recovering from a surgery and my girlfriend had friends over to watch whatever, I think Dominion was the last of the Jurassic Worlds before Rebirth.
Yeah.
And they all just wanted to talk through the movie and hang out, but I can't do that. I'm like biologically incapable of it. And I had to watch it and parse apart the plot. And it made me so mad because the original Jurassic Park is like one of my all-time favorite movies. And so this one, I was like, I don't think that these movies are what I liked about the original Jurassic Park anymore. I think they're their own thing. It's not for me. But yeah, I couldn't.
It was scary.
Dinosaurs are scary again.
Yeah. See, it's like coming back. Like I don't even remember.
That sounds like it was all right.
It was all right. No, it was. I was just talking to Brandon, and he was like, it was like the whole thing was just like Scarlett Johansson with dinosaurs. Like, how do you mess that up?
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. Like it was like Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson. Blade, but the guy who's not going to be Blade.
Mahershala Ali.
Like,
wait, is he not going to be Blade? Or it's just he was saying that everything fell apart?
I was just trying to think of that guy. Mahershala Ali, like how do you mess up? Like how do you waste their time?
Yeah.
And that was upsetting.
It answered that question?
Yeah, but I think maybe they're continuing in that.
I think they are.
Yeah, in that world.
The people.
It was better than Dominion.
Okay. Dominion was really rough. That was the last of the Pratt ones.
Yeah, but
that
then
was really rough.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad time.
It turns out people just like dinosaurs, man.
Yeah, I just want to keep it simple. You got a dinosaur on an island, you got to get off the island. That's all I want. True. I don't need the world to be bored by dinosaurs. I don't need to be, mutant locusts or whatever.
I would say it was all right.
It was all right.
And so
Predator
Badlands.
Oh man. I was really pleasantly surprised by Badlands. I went into it with kind of no expectations. Mm-hmm. Predator's not a franchise I hold particularly dear. I like the good ones. The bad ones don't faze me.
Yeah.
Like I said, Killer of Killers I had watched not long before Badlands came out and was really pleasantly surprised by Killer of Killers. Prey I liked. But like, again, these are movies that, like I don't, for whatever reason, they come and go for me. They don't hold the same weight of expectation as a lot of other franchises do for me. But I thought Badlands was great. I was like, yep, we're seeing Predator fight a bunch of different things. I thought the kind of buddy cop part of it was great. I thought Elle Fanning was super fun in both her roles. Spoiler, she also plays the Predator. Transformative role for her.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was really fun. It was exactly what I wanted a Predator movie to be, no more, no less. You too, Tom.
I loved it. I loved my popcorn bucket.
Wait, let me see if I can find ours.
And what was the drink called?
The Apex.
The Apex Elixir. Loved that. I really liked it. I've seen all the Predators. I've seen all the Aliens. I've seen all the Alien v Predators.
Wow.
Because I did a countdown marathon to the 2018 one, and so now I'm invested.
That's
and here we
crazy.
are. But with Badlands, I loved Elle Fanning. I felt like it was just kind of simple, but like that's what I needed.
Absolutely,
And
same
like,
opinion.
and
yes.
like it was like kind of refreshing where it's not the alien Earth where it's like there's so much happening or like and like yeah.
I'm kind of over like, you know, global or cosmic stakes. And
Yeah.
I really appreciated how in Predator it was like, I'm trying to kill this thing because I'm mad at my dad.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, great, yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah,
like
that's all we needed.
I was a mathlete in high school. I know the exact feeling,
Yeah.
you know, that Deck
Like,
has.
yeah.
Yeah, but so I thought it was, I thought its simplicity was a strength,
I
not a
would say
weakness.
pretty good or fun.
I think so.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
And check out the breakdown of it.
Check out all of our breakdowns for most of these movies.
Yes, truly. I
We
think
did cover most of
maybe Megan we didn't break down, and Thregan.
Yeah, we didn't. We should have. There's nothing exciting though.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about these rankings. I mean, looking at those S tier movies, I'm like,
Those are the S
Yeah.
tier.
yeah.
Freakier Friday, a surprising, pretty good.
Freakier
Pretty
Friday
good.
was really good. I went into it with no, you know, like I'm not like I didn't grow up on the original. I've seen it, but like, you know, I don't have like any emotional attachment to it. It was just like Jamie Lee Curtis is having the time of her life. Lindsay Lohan's having the time of her life.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a bunch of funny like individual set pieces and stuff.
Yeah. I was concerned about the younger girl actors.
Yes.
At first, because I was so upset with the marketing. The marketing made it look so bad, honestly.
The marketing made it look overly complicated with who was who.
Yeah, and it was not that. And
No,
I was
no,
like,
no,
at
yeah.
first I was like, why does this girl have to be British? Like, she's not British in real life. Like, that's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Wait, really?
yeah, and it was
Okay.
like to just set up that, like, so that other people are doing British accents. But it was like really fun, and I feel like it got to the core of what Freaky Friday was about. Hopefully they'll do like Freakiest Friday.
Yeah,
honestly,
okay.
I'm on board.
years.
Okay.
It was good. I like the way that like in this world they're like, yeah, the curse happened and we know, and it was like a huge headache. We just try not to think
Yeah.
about it. You know, it's like, yeah, great.
I also liked they kind of course corrected from like maybe the problematicness of like how they switched the first time.
Yeah, sure.
And so like they kind of they kind of course corrected a little bit.
Yeah, it's like I
there.
can't kiss you before our wedding.
Yeah, and
You
it was
know,
just like
yeah.
No, it was really fun. I will say Manny Jacinto was wasted in Freakier Friday. Could have had even more
Yeah.
of him.
Okay, well, great.
Yeah.
Well, do we have anything else before we sign off on the VOD here?
I don't think so. Look at this list and let us know if you
Yeah.
100% agree with this
Yeah.
list.
Obviously, you all agree with us, and there's no notes. None of you feel differently. We know how the comment section works. We've been there before.
I feel like I saw a lot of love for Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
Thunderbolts was the sleeper hit that everybody like loved. I think a lot of the I'm looking at the list from last year. A lot of the people on the panel then were like, you know, Minecraft movie they didn't care for, Lilo and Stitch they didn't care for, Zootopia they didn't care for. But then I think a lot of those were like surprisingly like, oh wait, this was fun or good or like. Turns out you can't judge a book by its cover, a movie by its poster. You know,
There you go.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for us today, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom channel on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch, where we do these videos live. We do them both here and on Twitch Live. Do you guys have any social feeds you'd like to plug?
I'm at Abigail Freel on everything.
There you go, Brian.
And I'm Standby Brian. Wait, that's you.
That's me. Oh, Brian.
Hi, I'm Standby Brian, also everywhere. That's where you'll find me.
And I think I'm not anywhere, but I think my improv team's account at Convoy Improv is active on one of the things. Okay, follow Breakroom NR, which is active on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. Later, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.